Hello guys, I hope everybody is doing good. Hi, this is Ganesh Naik. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students who are preparing for the exams, competitive exams in finance like CFA, FRM, SCR, ACCA. Okay, and today I'm with a quick video for all the students who are planning to prepare for their FRM level 2 in the upcoming November 2025 attempt. That if they have 6 months, how should they plan for their exam? Okay, so that should be the approach. So 6 months plan for your FRM level 2. Okay, in today's session we're going to be talking about what exactly is your FRM level 2 exam, what is the structure, what are the different types of books, then how much time it takes for you to prepare for the exam, and what should be the bifurcation for that time. Okay, and then we will be moving towards the order of flow. Okay, and in this I'll be having an Excel sheet attached for you so that you can download it and you can follow that order in that manner. And then there's going to be an overall 6-month plan that how should you target each book. Okay, how we can help you, what is the way that I basically have been helping people to clear this exam. Okay, what is the Fintelligents different package, we're going to be talking at the end also, and some common queries, and also the thought process that how should I look at my question bank when I'm solving the chapters. Okay, so first, understanding the exam. Now all the students who have cleared FRM level 1, okay, in level 1 there were around 62 chapters, but in level 2 the number of chapters increased drastically. So you have around 104 chapters. Majority of them are theory. Okay, there are 1 or 2 books which has some level of calculation, but let us go and talk about the individual books now. The first book, which is your market risk book, okay, has 20% of weightage, roughly around 16 chapters. Good amount of calculation you will find in this chapter. There are formulas, there are good topics like VAR backtesting, VAR mapping, then you have volatility smiles. So very interesting and good chapter, good book. So do not ignore this book. Second book is credit risk. So around roughly 19 chapters, 16 to 19 chapters you will find. Theory is dominant. There are some level of chapters which talks about the modeling related to credit risk. So it's a combination of theory plus calculation. Okay, the third book, which is also slightly heavy weightage, the first 3 books itself covers the 60% of the curriculum in terms of the weightage or for the exam. The third book is the operational risk book. Majority content is theory. Okay, so you'll have to read this chapter 2 or 3 times before the exam. The next, which is the fourth book, is the liquidity risk book. Again, most of the content is theory. Okay, a slightly more chapter. So if you look at combine both of these books in terms of the number of chapters out of 104, so if you combine operation risk and liquidity, you'll be able to complete 50% of the curriculum. Okay, next is your risk management and investment management risk. 11 to 12 chapters, mostly calculation driven. You'll find that calculation driven flavor in this chapter, in this book. So ideally your book 1 and book 5 you'll find more or less calculation, and then you have 10% which is current issues, entirely new topics which have been added in 2025 related to what is happening in the industry. So blockchain, AI based topics and all of this. Theory, there's no calculation in the current issues book. So overall 104 chapters. The first 3 book, market, credit and operation, in terms of the exam weightage is more. Let us go towards the what it takes to actually clear FRM level 2. Now I have been teaching for around 10 years now in the industry, and the number of students that I've seen clearing the level 2 exam, on an average they are able to dedicate 400 hours of preparation. Now this 400 hours includes what? It includes watching the video lectures properly, okay, then reading the Kaplan book. Okay, so read the book also properly. That is very important. The first reading has to be done properly. Then you will have to revise. Okay, now for level 2, certain books has to revise properly. Okay, then you also have to solve chapter wise question bank. Okay, this is very important. Please do not go and solve the question bank which you see in the Telegram group. Most of the questions are incorrect or they are not relevant for the exam. They do not match the difficulty level of the exam. Then minimum to minimum 4 mocks you have to solve. Okay, so all of this you have to do in the complete 4-hour window. Okay, complete a 400 hours window. Next, what should be your order of preparation? Now this is very interesting because I generally tell people who are starting fresh. I'm not talking about students who have not been able to clear the exam. Okay, if you're starting fresh, okay, look at the operational risk and the liquidity risk book first, because they are theory driven chapters, so you'll be able to get the flow of it. Plus once you complete your operation risk and liquidity, almost 50% of your curriculum is done. Then what you can do, along with your next book, which is market risk and credit risk, you can start the revision of the operation risk and liquidity risk also. Okay, so then you should go for operation risk, market risk and credit risk, important books, and then investment management risk, and then the current issues. Okay, I will share the Excel sheet also in the description. You can download that, and you can basically follow the order. Now, when I've given you the flow, but if I'm looking at monthly bifurcation, okay, if I have 6 months, how should I target that 6 months plan? Okay, so in the first 4 months, minimum to minimum 2 hours per day. Okay, try to complete 4 to 5 chapters per week. Now in level 1, you ideally do very less amount of chapters, but in level 2 you have to complete the curriculum also, so more number of chapters has to be done. So focus on the weekdays for only reading the new chapter. Okay, so it should be videos plus reading, videos plus the reading. Okay, it should be a combination of both. And then on weekends, which is Saturday and Sunday, you can dedicate 4 hours where there's going to be revision, solve the chapter wise question, analyze your weakness, which concepts you're making mistake, which chapters you're making, analyze the wrong thing that is happening in the question bank. Okay, so 4 chapters per day. These are this is what you should follow in the first 4 months. Now the moment you move closer to the exam, make sure that you increase the number of chapters, not only on weekdays but also on weekends. Minimum to minimum 6 hours per day that you have to dedicate. Okay, because since the curriculum is so huge, you will have to be constantly in touch with the topics so that you can recall that on the day of the exam. Okay, what should be your month-on-month strategy to crack the exam? Okay, in the first month, complete the entire operation risk book, okay, which is possible because it's more theory, but the number of chapters are more, around 24, 25. In the second month, focus on completing the liquidity risk book, again 22 5 chapters. Once you're done with these 2 chapters, almost 50% you have already completed. Then you give dedicated 1 month for market risk. Over here, again, you have to make sure that you're good with the concepts and the calculation. Dedicated 1 month for credit risk, and in the 5th month, you can do some concepts related to investment risk and current issues. These will happen faster. Or else what you can also do, you can do some portion of your investment risk and current issues in the credit risk book also, along with the credit risk book. And the last month, okay, ideally you should be doing the middle of the 5th month onwards, you should be starting out with a revision, with the sectional test and the mock papers. Okay, so we generally give 4 mock papers, solve those 4 mock papers plus the 2 GARP sample paper also. Now when you're solving the question bank, this is very, very interesting, right? Because a lot of people, they put in time for solving question bank. There are 104 chapters. You have to be very strategic. Okay, when you're done with the solving, mark which question was actually very, very easy for you, which question was slightly unclear for you. Okay, something you should not understood. Okay, you have read the book, you have done the revision, you have solved the question bank, now still you're facing problems. So mark those questions separately. There are certain questions which are time consuming in terms of reading, in terms of it is lengthy. Okay, so make a note of these questions also properly. Okay, unique questions. Okay, certain questions which were way too different than what you have read, so make a note of those questions also. See, do not worry, okay, when it was not there in the book, whether it will come or not. No, it should not be your approach. What should be your approach? This is something new which I have learned. I'll make a note of it so that I'd remember it during the exam time. Okay, so analyzing of the question bank is very, very important for your level 2, because the curriculum is so big. You should be able to understand where you're actually making mistake, which book is problematic for you, which concept is problematic for you. Okay, so you should be able to identify that properly when you're doing revision. Okay, because the last month of your preparation should be ideally revision and mock sectional test and mock papers. I try to understand how you're going to look at the difficult chapters or complicated concepts. Okay, if you get bigger lengthy question, how will you tackle that? So focus on those when you're doing revision. You should have a list of difficult chapters and difficult book, primarily or difficult chapters from each book. Now, why do we need this list? Because when you're revising, you will focus more on those chapters. Okay, and you will try to get maximum out of those chapters. Okay, also if you are revising, if you get time, okay, most of the students do not get that time. If you get time, look at the question bank, go back to the question bank and see which questions I made a mistake, so that you can remember it when you're doing revision and you do not make a similar mistake in the actual exam. Okay, I'll be coming out with the important topics list. Okay, before the exam, make sure that you go through those important topics also properly for the exam. Okay, finally, make sure that you do not make any mistake uh, in your strong chapters, in your strong areas, and simultaneously you try to perform better with your revision in the chapters which are weak for you. Okay, a lot of students, they face problem in credit risk. Okay, a lot of students, they face problem in market risk. So make sure that you revise those books, two books properly, and I've given 2 full months for them to do it properly. What is my pedagogy? This is the same pedagogy that I use for FRM level 1. Okay, I generally I have named it as wave. Okay, so first watch the video, okay, the full length video. Okay, then simultaneously do active reading, read the textbook, make the underline, make it star marks wherever I'm referring. Okay, highlight, identify key concepts, then validate. Over here you have to solve the chapter wise questions. Okay, so we provide individual chapter wise questions also, and go and do the final mocks. Now before final mocks, we also have crash course in the curriculum. So execute with good revision and then solve the full length mock papers also for the exam. Okay, full length mock papers are very, very important. A lot of students, they miss on the mock papers because then they face problem with respect to 4 hour sitting for the exam. So please make sure that you are completely confident on that part. Okay, some of the common questions that students generally have. Okay, I'll just repeat those questions. Is the FRM level 2 exam slightly tough? It is not tough, it is lengthy. If you are able to give good coverage and do the exam properly, you should be able to clear the exam. What is the pass rate for FRM level 2? Ideally, the pass rate is around 52 to 55%, which is very, very good, because level 1 it is slightly lower, it is at 45%. What is the cost to sit for the exam? $600 US. Since you have already cleared level 1, so you do not have to pay the registration fee. How much time it takes? So around 400 hours with a minimum window of 6 months to prepare for the exam. Okay, can I prepare for the FRM level 1 FRM exam with my job? Majority of students who go for level 2, after level 1 they get a job and then they go for level 2 exam. So this is very common. The entire window that I've explained you is from the perspective of the 6 months preparation. Okay, so make sure that you're good with that. Is the FRM level 2 exam quant driven? No, it is mostly theory driven. So you'll have to read a lot of content again and again. So I generally recommend people that what you should be doing. Okay, there are chapters related to operational risk, liquidity risk. Once you're done with that, just every month do a full revision of those chapters quickly. Read it like a novel. Okay, don't worry about the question, just keep on reading. This will give you great amount of recall value on the day of the exam. Minimum to minimum, you need around 400 hours of preparation, videos, reading of the chapter, solving of question bank, mock papers. You will need at least 400 hours for level 2. Okay, keep deadline for each month. The way I have given you the deadline, I want to complete this entire book. Follow that and try to complete everything in the first 4 months. Now I have given you 5 months, but still, if it's possible, complete everything in the 4 and a half month. Okay, make sure that you give at least 4 mock papers and minimum to minimum 2 carb sample paper properly. Take the level 2 properly and seriously in the exam, because the people who are going to be sitting with you, they are already working in risk. They have got a job after level 1. They are working professionals, so they are going to be connecting their real life experience to solve the actual exam question. Okay, try to get 2 weeks off. I know it is very tough for a lot of working professionals, but 2 week off, because there are 104 chapters, it is going to take some time to read all the chapters again. Okay, prioritize on the market risk and credit risk, primarily because the weightages are high. Market risk, credit risk and operation risk combined takes around 60% of the overall weightage in the actual exam. Read the theory properly. Okay, like operational risk, liquidity risk, do some revision properly. And time management. Now this time management is more from the preparation perspective, not from the exam perspective. Why am I saying this? Because in the exam, in 4 hours, you have 80 questions. So time generally is not a problem for you. The problem is to follow that plan of 6 months and prepare properly for the exam. So majority of the students, they face this issue, is that they are not able to complete the curriculum. If they are able to complete, they are not able to solve the question bank. So in level 2, they face a lot of challenge because the curriculum is so vast, right? So that is this is what I wanted to talk to you guys with respect to how should you plan your FRM level 2 exam. okay, properly further. Okay, how we can help you? So we have basic plan, which is the entire question bank. We have standard, which is question bank plus the videos plus the crash course, and the professional package, which has the question bank, the full length videos, live lectures plus the crash course. Okay, all of this is available here. Okay, we basically ask student to watch the video and then attend the lecture. This helps them to manage their preparation better. We have a dedicated Telegram group where we basically help students in their preparation, identification of doubts in terms of which chapters are tough. So how do we do it? We basically have monthly guidance calls for students, sessions, group sessions. And if you're coming to the live batch, you can also ask your queries to the faculty to in terms of the preparation. Okay, so that is how Fintelligents has been helping FRM students to clear level 1 and level 2 in the past. Okay, you can look at some of our success stories, more than 150 plus videos, okay, which are interview videos of students who have cleared the exam. Okay, you can watch those videos and you will be able to get the guidance. Even if you're preparing on your own, you will get very good guidance at how others have been able to clear the exam. Okay, and industry interaction. So we have been doing podcasts, okay, with the industry people. Okay, why? Because a lot of students, even clearing FRM, CFA and all of this, they're not aware that what is the exam job related roles that they will be getting in the future. So we basically talk to these people, okay, who are coming from diverse background, and they share their experience that what is basically the job market actually looks like. This helps them to manage their work also after the exam properly. And people who are new to this channel, they can subscribe to our videos, okay, subscribe to our channel, and we are coming up with good finance related content, not only the exam related part, but good finance related content for our audience. So subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Okay, and if you still have any query, you can reach us on the comment section and I will address the query personally, so do not worry on that. Okay, put it your thoughts on the comment section and pass this video to your friend who is preparing for the FRM level 2 exam. Okay, so thank you very much guys for joining in. I hope this video helps you in your preparation, and best of luck for the exam.